What's going on? How are y'all doing today? The title of this video is going to be called #breadcrumbs. And the reason I'm titling this video #breadcrumbs is because I'm going to be dropping some jewels. And the jewels that I'm going to be dropping, you may have to watch this video several times for you to catch it. I'm not going to stick to one topic. I'm going to be all over the place. And the reason why I'm going to be all over the place is because I want you all to focus. I want you all to focus to each segment that I'm going to be talking about, because each segment may have some jewels or some breadcrumbs in there that are going to be beneficial to what it is that you have going on right now. I'm going to start off with vision. It wasn't until I learned to have vision to where my life changed, and it changed for the better. And when I say vision, I do not mean the physical sight that you see with these two eyes. No, that's not vision, that's sight. When you are seeing something with these two eyes, you're seeing something that has already become a reality. It's already in the present form. And when you see something with these two eyes, what you fail to realize is before you saw them with your eyes, somebody had a vision of that particular object that you are seeing. So when you have vision, you pretty much have foresight. And when you have foresight, you're actually seeing things in a metaphysical form before you see them in the physical. And a lot of times without vision, you will go every which way the wind blows. There's nothing that you probably would not do, because without that vision, you don't have anything that's anchoring you. You don't have anything that's keeping you focused. You have so many distractions in life because everywhere your eyes look, you're always focusing on something totally different. But see, a man with a vision is a man with focus. A man with a vision is a man that's steadfast. Because when you have a vision, life gets simplified for you. A lot of things that you probably used to do before you had vision, you no longer do. You no longer hang out with certain people that have no purpose. You no longer be around family members that are always downing you or always telling you how your visions are too big and they're too broad and you need to be more realistic. You no longer hang around those type of people. Your life becomes so simplified to where only the people that are aligning with where you are trying to go, you connect with. You see, I come across individuals all the time. And the individuals that I come across, when I see their life in chaos, when I see how hectic their life is, when I see them going from left to right, right to left, they're swaying back and forth, not knowing what it is that they want to do in life, not knowing how they want to do it, not knowing when they want to do it without a deadline. When I come across those type of people, I already know they don't have a vision. Because see, when you have a vision, when there is something that you want to do, because you don't see them with these two eyes, you see them internally. And when you see something internally and you already know and you already have a play of how it's going to play out in your head, that vision is stuck and it's captured. Once you capture that vision, it's hard to let go. And when I say it's hard to let go, you all of a sudden move with a different pace. You move with a different stride. You walk with your head up, with your chest out, and for everyone else looking at you, they say that's a confident individual. That individual knows where he's going. That individual is walking with purpose, because that vision is so locked and loaded in your mind that nothing is going to stop you from getting to that point where it becomes a reality. You see, it wasn't until when I first got into the car business, I saw how managers that have been in the car business for a while were making a lot more than me. When I say they were making a lot more than me, I looked at their lifestyle. I looked at how they used to come and go. I looked at how they had kids in private schools, so that means they were paying tuition. I looked at how they were married, their wives didn't have to work. I looked at the things that they used to buy and the places that they used to go. And I said to myself, I want that lifestyle. I want to be able to get to a point where whenever I do have kids, my kids can attend the finer schools. I could pay tuition and not think twice about it. I want to position myself to where when I do get married, my wife doesn't have to work. You see, that was the vision that I had in my head, because in the back of my mind, I said, if these guys can do it, there's no reason why I couldn't do it. They're not any better than me. They're not smarter than me. They're not more talented than me. So what I found out was that those people had a vision. They had a vision that was in their head, and it wasn't until I started to say to myself, well, B, where is your vision? And when I finally became cognizant of the fact that I never had a vision, that's why I never had everything that I dreamed of. But fast forward to today. And it's funny that I'm saying this because it's so ironic. I'm at the same dealership that I had that vision when I first got in the car business. Now I'm the guy, or one of the guys, that has a son in private school that I pay tuition for. Now I'm one of the guys that's able to go to different restaurants and not have to look at prices on the menu. Now I'm one of the guys that if I were married, my wife wouldn't have to work. It's so ironic that I went from not having a vision at all to all of a sudden living the same lifestyle that I envied years ago. And it was more than just vision that got me to that level. Because even at the level that I am in right now, I'm not happy. This is not all that I want out of life. There's so much more potential in me that I've yet to tap into. Because when you have potential, you're forever pushing yourself. You're never going to get complacent. You're never going to get to a point where all of a sudden everything that you've desired, you've accomplished, then all of a sudden you have no reason to live it anymore. As long as you are on this earth, as long as you are in the physical form, you have potential to be more than what you are at that present time. You see, potential is always this. Potential is that ability that you have that resides deep inside of you that is just yet to be tapped into. You see, no matter how many levels you get to in life, you always have the potential to go further. You always have the potential to escalate, to ascend, because potential is infinite. And it's up to you to decide whether you want to tap into it or not. Because when you are a leader, when you are somebody that prescribes to dealing with things and handling things and being a problem solver, and when everyone else is saying, well, you know what, that's not my problem, and you're stepping in and you're actually solving the problem that's at hand, when you are that type of leader, you're forever adding value to yourself. When you are a valuable individual, people pay you more. When you are a problem solver, people pay you more. People don't pay you to create problems. They pay you to solve them. If you have any type of position at your job, whether it's a supervisor, a manager, a general sales manager, or a general manager, or a CEO, you are a problem solver. And depending on how well you are at solving problems, that's going to determine how much they pay you. See, if you look at your lifestyle right now, if you look at your current situation right now, and you're not happy with how much they are paying you, it's because you are not as good at solving problems as others. And it's not until you add value to yourself to where you will begin to get paid more. You get paid more based on the value that you bring to that company. The more value you bring, the more they're going to pay you. Think about it. Everything in life that has value, you pay more for. You can go to your nearest grocery store, supermarket, it doesn't matter. Look at the store brand toothpaste, store brand detergent, store brand dishwashing liquid, store brand anything. You notice that it's a lot cheaper than all the other brands that you may buy? Is it a lot cheaper because of the simple fact that it's not as good? Or is it a lot cheaper because of the simple fact that it doesn't have the value that the other brands may have? You see, the other brands have already established their value. And because they've already established their value, they can demand more for the price and you're willing to pay for it. You can go to the pump. You got 87, you got 89, you got 93. The reason why you pay 93 instead of 87 in your vehicle is because of this. You know that putting 93 in your vehicle is more valuable. You're willing to pay that much more per gallon because you know that grade of gasoline is more valuable than the 89 or the 87. See, when you add more value to yourself, people are going to pay you more. You're not going to get paid $5, $10, $15, $20 an hour. You're going to get paid what you think that you're worth. And it's up to you to determine what your worth is. Anytime you let somebody tell you what your worth is, you're going to forever be unsatisfied. You're going to forever feel as if you should have gotten more. You're going to forever feel like you're getting the short end of the stick. And the reason you feel that way is because you haven't added value to your life. You haven't been reading books or taking in knowledge in order to gain more value so that now you don't have to just settle for whatever price it is they want to give you. Now you can demand. You can demand what price you want to be paid. When you walk into a function and it's time to speak, you can demand how much you get paid. You don't have to settle for the breadcrumbs. You see, people that are eating good, the crumbs that are left over from the feast that they've just gotten through eating, that's what you settle for. That's what you're accustomed to. And the reason you're accustomed to it because you know you haven't been putting in the work. You know you haven't been creating value for yourself. So while everyone else is feasting, you're settling for breadcrumbs and you're thinking, well, at least I'm eating. No, you can eat a whole lot better than that. You have so much more potential in you, but it's up to you to tap into it. You see, leaders are not created. Everyone has that leadership ability inside of them. But it's up to you to bring it out. It's up to you to let it surface. And once you tap into that inner leadership that's within you, Once you tap into that, that is when you will begin to live. That is when you will begin to demand value. Because when I was younger, I used to always think that I'm supposed to chase money. I used to always think, man, if I do this and I do that, and if I do that and I do this, and if I do this over here, the more that I learn how to do, the more money I can make. And I'm just running around chasing money. It wasn't until I got a little older and I realized to never chase the money. Learn to build value in yourself. Because once you build value in yourself, then money will come. You see, everything in life that has value, they don't have to advertise. They don't have to solicit. You come to them. And the reason you come to them because you see the value and you don't mind spending the money because of the simple fact that you know that your return on your investment is going to be worth it. Quit chasing the money. The money is going to be there. Once you create value for yourself, the money will begin to chase you. See how that works? But we've been taught totally different. Social media has us so confused. We're all over the place. We're all over the place because we don't have a vision. All we're doing is looking at things from our two eyes, so we just have sight. And when you have sight, things like social media can confuse you. It's not until you have vision to where you will understand that everything that you want, everything that you desire, is already within you. Anything that you want is not outside of you. It's within you. And it's up to you to harness that potential and bring it up out of you to where now it's no longer a vision. Now it's a reality. Now you're living the lifestyle that you envisioned for years or for months. Now all of a sudden, it's no longer a dream. It's up to you to bring that out. It's no different than the seed. We all are seeds. And until you plant that seed in the right condition, it will never flourish. It will never be what it is supposed to be until it is put in the right conditions for it to become a seed. Then it becomes a tree, and that tree eventually becomes a forest. But it will never get to that point unless it's placed in the right conditions. See, a lot of you, when you look at your surroundings and your environment, you're not placed in the right conditions. And because you're not in the right conditions, you will never grow up to be the tree that you are destined to be. It's not until you plant yourself in the soil that you need to be in. And then all of a sudden you begin to be watered. And then all of a sudden you're getting sunlight. It's not until you are in the right conditions that you will begin to flourish. Reposition yourself. Reposition yourself, because until you do that, you'll never see or you'll never be what it is you're destined to be. You have all of the potential in the world. But it's not until you reposition yourself. It's not until you relocate. It's not until you say to yourself, this environment that I am in is not working. It's not conducive to me becoming the person that I am supposed to be. It's not until you relocate that you will become that tree that you are supposed to be. There's a tree in every one of us. Because everything around you that you see, we all are seeds. But it's not until that seed is planted in the right conditions that it will ever flourish. You can leave it in a house. You can leave it on a kitchen table. You can leave it on a stove. You can leave it in the bathroom. It will never be what it is supposed to be until it is put in the right conditions. And a lot of you, when you look around and you look at the people that you're surrounding yourselves with, you're not in the right condition to flourish. And that's the reason why you're so frustrated. You're frustrated because you know deep down inside that you're so much more than that. You know deep down inside that you have the potential to be everything that you have envisioned yourself being. But it's not until you put yourself in the right conditions that you will ever be what you're supposed to be. And that can be so frustrating. It could be so frustrating to the point where you just give up and you become just like everyone else around you. Because you see, people that are doing nothing with themselves, they always want you to go with them. Think about it. Everyone that's doing nothing with themselves, they're not doing anything with their life, and they always want you to do it with them. They want you to go to all the parties. They want you to sit up there and buy the bar. They want you to sit up there and drink until you don't remember what happened the night before. They want you to talk to every female that moves, or they want you to holler at every male that moves. You see, every time you're around those type of individuals, every time, you'll never be what you are supposed to be. Because you're so distracted by nothingness. You're so distracted by people that have no goals, no vision, no dreams. You're so distracted. Life is just passing you by. I refuse to hang around people that are not doing anything with themselves. I refuse. I have a very low tolerance for people that don't have a vision. And I didn't learn that when I was younger. It took me a while to mature and become the person that I am today. Now that I am the person that I am today, I choose my circle very, very wisely. I only hang around people with visions. I only hang around people that got something going for themselves. I only hang around people that I can ask questions to, and I can actually ask them, how did they do this? How did you do that? Can you mentor me? Can you show me? And if you can't show me, let me just hang around you so that I can learn from you. You don't have to actually show me. Just let me piggyback and ride your coattail. And if I ride your coattail and I hang around you long enough, I'm going to figure it out. Those are the only people that I hang around now. I have a great mentor by the name of KT. KT has inspired me more than you will ever know. KT, if you're listening to this video, I love you, man. You have brought out something in me that was so dormant. You have brought out something in me that has been residing inside of me for so long. And it wasn't until I started listening to you and I said to myself, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy has actually been there. Where I'm trying to go, he has been there. He's the guy that I can ask questions to. I don't have to be the one answering all the questions. See, if you're in a circle and you're the one answering all the questions, you're in the wrong circle. You should never be the smartest person in your circle. If you're the smartest person in your circle, you need to get a new circle. And it's people like that that I surround myself around, and I always try to learn. I always act as if I'm a sponge, because everything that they are pouring into me, I know I'm going to be at a point to where I can pour into others. And once I begin to pour into others, that's how that is reciprocated. That's the law of giving. You have to give back. Random Acts of Kindness is all about that. That's exactly what we do on a daily basis. A lot of the things that we do not actually put on social media, because everything that we do is not meant for social media. When you are something, when you are great, when you are special, when you are giving, you don't have to broadcast it every time you do it. There are so many people that I've changed lives for that I can't even begin to count. But I don't sit up here and brag about it. I don't sit up here and gloat and say, well, look what I've done for so-and-so. I don't have no time for that, because that's the past. I'm not focused on the past anymore. The rearview mirrors that are on my car, I don't worry about those anymore, because I'm not trying to get in nobody else's lane. So if I'm not trying to get over into somebody else's lane, why am I looking at my rearview mirrors? There's a windshield on that car. That's the only thing that I'm focused on. And I'm looking straight ahead. That's the reason why the windshield is so big. That's the only thing that I'm focused on. Anything outside of that, I can care less about. I can care less about it because it's not getting in my way. It's not going to stop me from doing what it is that I have to do. You see, a lot of you are jack of all trades, but you're masters of none. And I can give you an example. You have so much going on in your life. You got so many irons in the fire to where you're not a master at anything. And I don't even like using the word master, but I'm using it so you all can understand where I'm coming from. You got so many irons in the fire. You're trying to do so many different things at one time. You're not doing anything great once at a time. Anything that you got going on, nothing is great. Everything is average. And you thinking because you got all these irons in the fire and you're average at all these different irons that you actually have been successful. You're not successful. That's not success. You haven't mastered anything. You're not a specialist in anything. And if you're not a specialist in anything, how do you expect to get paid what you're worth? You got 5, 10 different things you got going on, and you trying to say, oh, well, man, I got income coming in here, income coming in here, income coming in here, income coming in here. Okay, well, the income that you have coming in does not equate to the income that should be coming in if you actually was a specialist. If you are a specialist, you will actually get the money that you are supposed to get because you built value in yourself. Once you built value in yourself and once you become a master at it, now you can start branching off and become limbs of trees and branches of trees and stems of trees and start getting other residual income coming in. You have to master one thing first. But if you want to continue to be a jack of all trades and not master anything, then what you are getting off of all the things that you're doing, you can actually be getting off of one. Now you tell me if that's not consolidation. You got 5 different things on the table. And the money that you're getting off of the 5 different things that you have on the table, if you actually mastered one of those things, that frees your time up to start making money elsewhere. But you haven't mastered anything. You're just a jack of all trades. And because you're a jack of all trades, you're trying to supplement your income with another opportunity. Become a specialist in something. When you are a specialist in something, people pay you top dollar for it. They pay you top dollar for it. They pay you top dollar for it. I know y'all are listening to this video like, man, I know his videos are usually around 10 to 12 minutes long, but I'm in a groove. And when you're in a groove, man, I don't care about the time. Like the young folks say, I'm in my bag. And when you are in your bag, when you are in your zone, I told you all that I was going to be all over the place in this video because I have a lot to say. And I feel like this is the time to say it. That's why I'm titling this video, #breadcrumbs. There's so much material for you to get out of this video, and it's not until you watch it over and over again that it's going to seep. It's not until you watch it over and over again that it's going to get into your pores, and all of a sudden you're going to exude everything that I've been talking about in this video. A lot of you are going to miss it. It's going to go over your head, and that's fine. It's not meant for everybody. You might catch 1 or 2 things, and that's fine, as long as you catch something. But I'm telling you like this, you have to become a specialist. You have to master something. You have to have a vision. You have to tap into your potential. I'm laying it all out there. Everything that I'm laying out, it's up to you all to grab it. It's up to you. It's up to you to pick it up. It's up for you to say, you know what? This guy here, he's been studying. My brother, Nicholas Townsend, he keeps me on my toes. We've been studying. And I still have a long way to go. I'm just getting started. I'm just having fun. It's like Show Enough in the movie. I'm glowing because I'm just having fun. This is nothing to me. I can do this all day because now I found my purpose. Now I know why I am here on this earth. And now that I know why I'm here, nobody can ever take that away from me. When you have a skill set, you can get fired from your job, but you will never get fired from your skill and your gift. Never. Your gift will always follow you. Your gift, nobody can ever take it away. Nobody can take your gift away because they didn't give it to you. People can only take away from you what is given to you. Your gift, they didn't give to you. So because they didn't give it to you, they can't take it away. So because they can't take it away, you always have value. You always have value. You can take that wherever you want to go on this earth. You're going to always have that gift. You're going to always have that gift of touching people. You're going to always have that gift of making sure everybody is okay. You're going to always have that gift of where people are just going to gravitate towards you because of the energy signature that you have. You're going to always have that. That is never going away. That is never going away because that has been predisposed and pre-put on you. It's pre-coded into your DNA to where nobody can tap into it and take it from you. That's you. That speech that you're giving, that's your speech. That essay that you're writing, that's your essay. That song that you're jotting down, that's your song. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can get in church and play the organs the way you can play it. Nobody can strike those chords the way you strike them. Nobody can grab the mic and make people fall out the way you make them fall out. That's your song. Nobody can take your song away from you. That's your gift. And as long as you have your gift, you don't have anything to worry about. You're going to always be valued. Nobody can ever take that away from you. No matter how hard they try, you're going to always have it. The jokes that you tell, if you're a comedian, those are your jokes. Nobody can take that away from you. If you're a school teacher and you've been taught to learn, you've been taught to pour into kids, nobody can take that away from you. That is your gift. And the reason you've been put in that situation is because nobody can do it better than you. No matter what they say about the public school system in your town, nobody can do it better than you. That's your gift. That's your gift. The Creator, God, the universe, they put that on you. You can't be a copy of anybody else. Nobody can say it like you say it. Nobody can do it like you do it. When you go to hear entertainers in person and pay to go to their concerts, nobody can do it like they do it. That's their song. You all have songs inside of you that have yet to be sung, and we're still waiting on you to sing it. That's your gift. Do not take your gift to the cemetery. Do not die on full. Die on E. If you're going to leave this earth on E. Do not take your greatest gifts with you into the grave. We don't want to see your gifts in the grave. They do nobody any good in the graveyard, in the cemetery. What use are they? What good is it for me to take my gift with me to the graveyard? I've just robbed the world of my gift. I've just robbed millions of people of the gift that I was born to give because I didn't want to tap into my potential. Do not be that person. Do not live with regrets. You have so much potential residing inside of you. You have so much greatness residing inside of you. You are a genius, and that genius is lying dormant inside of you and is waiting for you to watch this video so that you can tap into it. Nobody's going to do it for you. It's not going to fall in your lap. It's up to you to decide. It's my time. What am I waiting on? Why am I so worried about other people's opinion of me? Their opinion does not make you. Their opinion of you does not solidify who you are supposed to be. Their opinion of you is just that. Their limited belief in you. Only you know what you can do. Only you know what you have stored deep down inside of you. Only you know that. It is not until you start believing in yourself to where you will actually live out the person that you are supposed to be. I can't do it for you. Your girlfriend can't do it for you. Your boyfriends or your husbands or your wives or your preacher or your pastor or your deacon, deaconesses. Nobody can do it for you but you. You can pray all you want. You can pray all you want. Nobody can do it for you but you. Because y'all are doing so much praying and you're doing so much talking to where you actually should be meditating. That's totally different. You should be meditating, but instead of meditating, y'all are doing all the talking. Why are you doing all the talking? You can't hear what the Creator or what God or what the universe has in store for you and what they're trying to tell you because you're so busy doing this. How are you able to take in information? How are you able to hear what they're trying to tell you if you're so busy doing this? Quit talking. You're talking too much. Do more listening than talking. That's the only way that you gain knowledge. That's the only way you can hear what the Creator or what God or what the universe is trying to tell you. You can't hear it when you're talking. And if you fail to realize, usually when you're talking, you only regurgitate things that you already know. You cannot take in information or new information from talking. You have to listen. And it's not until you learn to do that you will actually start growing as a person. See, a lot of you don't like constructive criticism. You don't like for people to tell you about yourself because you think that you already know who you are, but you don't know who you are because you have people that are seeing you from the outside looking in, and they're seeing things about you that you can't see because you are inside of the frame. I love y'all, man. I am your favorite speaker, Britton Harvest. Hashtag breadcrumbs. Hashtag random acts of kindness, RAK. Hashtag brag motivation. I can go on and on, man. And the reason I can go on and on is because I've learned to live out my life the way I'm supposed to live out my life. I've gotten rid of a lot of distractions. I know what my vision is. I know what my potential is. And I'll be damned if I let anybody get in the way of it. With all that being said, I want to give a shout out to my son, Bo. I love you, man. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. It's because of you that I began to change careers. I began to push myself in areas that I probably would have never pushed myself in. And you have brought out the best in me. And everything that I'm doing is because of you. I want you to have the lifestyle that I never had. I want you to go to places that I've never been. I want you to do things that I was scared or never had a chance of doing. We always get off the phone and tell each other that we love one another. I tell him that I love him. And I say, man, I love you to the moon and back. He'll double up and say, well, I love you to Saturn and back. And I'll say, Bo, Saturn is a long ways away. Saturn is a lot further away than the moon. He said, well, Dada, I even love you to Pluto and back. I'm like, Pluto, Bo? What you know about Pluto? He said, Dada, I love you more than anything. And that means more to me than anything in this world. Nobody can take that away from us. Nobody. I love you, Bo. And I love you all. I am your favorite speaker. Hashtag breadcrumbs. Hashtag random acts of kindness, RAK. Hashtag rack motivation. I'm out.